Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Let's go ahead and set the time. So this is going to be coming up. This is coming up after the video that I did where I played the game for an hour with Queen Haiku to introduce her to the game. However, if you're watching this in the future, and if you're watching this like 3 weeks in the future or more, or I guess just the future itself, I guess, whenever you end up watching this, this is actually going to be, this video will be before that video in the playlist. That video will be the last video in this entire playlist. So, this, basically, last time I booted up the game with Queen Haiku, it thanked me for setting the time correctly both times I booted up the game, and said, tell you what, next time you boot up the game, just choose your favorite time. I chose to go ahead and set the time correctly anyway. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 11:35 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 11:35? Very accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish you had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple new ones. Should be ready next time you boot up the game. Ooh, that'll be fun. So, let's just continue. So, I was going to be doing some of the new content for this episode. However, it came to my attention that... skip that. It came to my attention that some of the,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It came to my attention that, that some of the endings some of the endings for the new content is kind of taking endings from the base game and just kind of redoing them in a new way. So I kind of need to do all of the endings that there are available originally. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So let's see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see. I know there are 2 endings over here on the left, and then 1 ending over on the right. Am I missing any other endings? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm missing any other endings. I'll go ahead and follow the narrator in order to get to the,
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
There we go.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Nice. During that song, I also took a quick look at what endings I covered in my main playthrough.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so there's still 3 more endings that I can get.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, so if you choose 5, he starts talking about how amazing he is and just how incredible he is that he knew that the game needed a third door. If you choose 1, he gets super offended by it. It's like, a 1? How dare you give me a 1? And if you choose 3, as Haiku found out, he doesn't take too kindly to that because he's like, oh, gee, maybe next time you'll have an actual opinion. So, I have not tried 2 or 4, so I'm going to try that.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you did, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Good old Neil is first. .3% of players get the interests. Only the worst 3% of players choose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. 93/28 is my placement. I'm last place. Why not ask some friends for help? Error, friends list empty. (9,327th place is a dead rat. This is my superior. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game...
I'm gonna check the settings real quick. Okay, yeah. The main, the narrator volume, sound effects, like that's all...
only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why
right.
don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
And you can just keep doing this. You can keep doing this for 4 hours in order to get one of the endings. I will not be doing that because I do not want to go insane listening to the fire crackling, the baby crying, and the buzzer buzzing. I do not want to listen to that for 4 hours, so I'm just not going to do it. I don't have the time in my day to do something like this for 4 hours, nor do I really have the patience to handle with all this noise. So, boom. Now I'm just gonna let it go because I kept it going for like a minute. I kept it going for 1 minute.
Bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
Yes.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
The baby just kind of
Hey,
disappears.
since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Creep tower.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
There's no desk here. There's no desk here for you to put your turtle on. Who watches the fire watch? Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Not only is that a reference to the game and kind of the story of the game, but it's also is also a reference to Watchmen. Who watches the Watchmen? And look, that picture there. That's the main character from Firewatch with his wife. Oh, I love it. I freaking love this. I love Firewatch. Space Puffs. Oh, it's so good. And these are some of the books that you can actually find in the game. These are actually some of the books that you can find in the game. Oh, that's amazing. And they've got the poster of the tree. They've got the poster of the trees. That's part of the game. Oh my god, so much care and love went into this. Yep, they even got the two tanks of propane blocking your path there to keep you from falling off onto the stairs. Just like in the actual game. That's amazing. That's so good.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Here's the outhouse.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No! No! Bernie! Bernie's on the other side of that! Bernie!
Wandered off into
Bernie!
that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, so good. So much love was brought into that. In the PC version, in the original version, it was Minecraft and Portal.
For you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Sports ball!
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay,
Sports
Stanley,
ball!
here's the ball. Have fun.
It's Rocket League. Also, I'm very happy that they increased the speed.
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
More balls! Give me all of the balls! Yes, I love it. All of the balls. Yes.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. Hold on. What are you doing?
If I can't have balls, my life serves no purpose. Ooh, beta.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Ooh. It's just like the two doors at the start. 423. 424. 425. 426 and 427. Yep. This is from the beta. This is from the beta of the original game. back in 2012 or 2011, I think. It was either 2011 or 2012. But this is what Stanley's office used to look like originally, and like this is what like the office looked like. It looked very different, and then in the release of this was the original layout of the whole office area, and then in the official release they changed it. They changed what the office layout would look like, but they kept the original layout and just kind of like added some decaying textures to it to make it look ancient. So they basically just kind of like... So it looks like this, and now this is just kind of one of the endings that you can go to now. It's really cool.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
All right. Now there's 2 more endings. I went left for one ending, went right for another. Now I'm going to go left for another ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
All right.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay, so now I'm going to head back. Now I'm going to head back so I can hear a bit more dialogue from him. And then head back the way I was just going and fall.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
All right. And there we go. Now we just keep walking forward until we fall,
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like cutting eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh? Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ooh. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains identical to the first iteration. So yeah, you see Stanley's office there. And then there's the first group of desks, and the second one. And then the hallway that leads to the two doors. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The two doors. The set of the two doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Turn them all off. Office desk. The office. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I kind of like that one. Model design, original artwork, original music, sound design, additional voice work. Stanley Parable credits. Written and designed by Davey Reedon and William Pooh. I probably botched those names, and I apologize. Developed by Crows. Art direction, audio direction, development lead, and the impeccable Kevin Brighting as the narrator. I would love to meet Kevin Brighting. I would love to meet him. Additional development, QA coordinator, office administrator, producer, console development. by 22nd Century Toys LLC. Based on the work of the Stanley Parable 2013 team. Additional level design, programming, animations, Stanley character skip, and webmaster. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Nice. Office clock. The lounge. Underground, an early version of the underground portion of the game.
Poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most
Narration
fundamental
outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly
Cool,
3 separate times over
probably
the 2
spend
years
the
of
next time trying
development.
to solve it.
These are clips from
Here,
the
I'm
from
just gonna
early
make
takes
you
that were
see
not
you
used in the final
Stanley
game.
pushed the number 6. Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door. Stanley pushed the big red button.
Huh.
Then he pushed Stanley pushed the big red button. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible? Still nothing. I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, where are you right now? Where am I? Then he pushed... I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who I... What I... Stanley, help... To end this injustice, Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Pretty interesting. Alright. Continuing on with the tour. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Yep. Countdown desk. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in the beta. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Yep. Countdown room, an early version of the countdown room. Very cool. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the game designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Yeah, you can see it. This is the office, but it's like more of a post-apocalyptic version of the office. That's cool. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 13. The lounge. An early version of the lounge. The office. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to do wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Zending levers. These levels were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he's repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Where's the, There we go. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delays. Yep. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too joking on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I personally feel like there's nothing wrong with poking fun at the shooter genre. I mean, they poked fun at the open world genre just a little bit ago. How is the game? How is the game going? I hope this is... Are you a rock? Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for further promotional material, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Interesting. Early version of the lounge. Oh, this is where I was before. Alright. And that should be it. Now I just need to find my way. Just need to find my way back to the exit. Here we go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes
That's
these
the
things cannot be seen.
development ending. That's the game development ending.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
The end is never the end. And we have one ending left.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay, I would love to watch an instructional video. Uh-oh. Did the game freeze? The game froze. Come on! Okay, well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to leave it here. I'm gonna have to leave this episode here. I will show off the last ending of the main game in the next episode, as well as get started on the new content. So this sucks. But yeah, so I will be doing that in the next episode, which will be coming up here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna have to like completely boot up the game again. So yeah, it'll be in just a couple of minutes. But in any case, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. Next video will be coming up shortly, so I hope you'll tune in for that. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.